Now for rendering. I've added a few more things to the room so it didn't look so empty because I wanted to give you a good example of what a rendering looks like. So once you get your room finished, make sure you save it and you give it a name. In fact, I should have done this way earlier, but I'm going to just call it test room and hit save. Once I've saved it, I can render it. So you come to the icon that looks like a teapot and go to render. Now you can change the viewpoint of what you want to render. You can come over here and move your little person. And in fact, I might want to move him this way so I can get a little bit of that colored wall in there. I can tilt my view up and down if I wanted to. Now over here, you can change the aspect ratio, which is basically how wide the image is versus its height. And then you can change the interior lighting, the lighting color. I'll do warm white, I guess. And then you can change the environment. And this is basically what's going to show outside of your windows. If you do the dark streets one, you need to have more interior lights because the sunlight won't be working on that because it's nighttime. You can also change the sunlight settings, change the brightness, change the color temperature, and turn it on and off from here. If you come up here to camera settings, you can change the height of the camera, the angle of the camera, and the field of view. The field of view is basically how much zoom you have. So if you're in a very small room like a bathroom, you might want to change the field of view so that you can actually see everything in the room. Once you get everything set up the way you want, you hit render, and it's going to swoosh over here, and you can click that button to view your images. It usually takes a couple of minutes to create the rendering. So I'm going to pause the video while this is doing that. Oh, actually, it's almost done. Never mind. Sometimes it takes a while to do those. Now, hit View Detail, and now you see what a rendering does. See how it's adding the lighting and shadows, and it's making the items in the room look much more realistic. Now, this one's kind of pixely, especially with like the material over here, right? And these materials here. So what I would want to do in this case is redo the rendering. I'm going to hit return and hit return again. I'm going to create a new rendering, but with a higher resolution. So I'm going to change up here under quality. I'm going to do HD quality, which is much better quality. It's a greater number of pixels across there, so you'll get a much clearer view. I'm going to keep everything else the same, maybe change my view just a little bit so I show a little bit less of that blue wall. And then I'll hit render again. All right, I paused it while it was doing that, and oddly enough, the lighting changed. And I don't know if that was just the quality of the rendering that changed it or what, but you see how the lighting from my lamps looks much, much better. Some of the other stuff I don't like as well. It's a little bit too dark, but the quality of the materials and things in there looks much better, and I do like the way the lamps are shining the light on the wall. So you can hit return, go back here, and then hit return again, and if you still don't like it, you can change the lighting a little bit, and I can actually go and change my sunlight and increase the brightness of the sunlight coming in the windows. I can change the quality and do a new rendering. Every time you make a change, you have to update the rendering and do a new rendering. Okay. Now, if I want to just go back to view images, I'm going to show you how to download. Once you get a rendering that you like, and a lot of times it'll take you 3 or 4 renderings to get one that has all the settings correct and the way you like it. once you get a good rendering, you're going to hit download. Finally, and it's downloading the image as a PNG file. Okay, and so this PNG file can be turned in by itself, or you can insert the PNG file into a document, either a Word doc or a Google Doc, and turn it in that way. In the next video, which is the last one, I'm going to show you how to do the other types of renderings.